It seems like yesterday when NBC's New Amsterdam made its way into the world of medical dramas. Well, now we're almost 4 seasons deep into the show on a hiatus and with a bunch of theories till the rest of the season returns. The mid-season finale left its fans with some questions and a lot of speculation. Now let's see what's next for everyone at New Amsterdam after that gripping ending. First, we have a quick recap. Let's take a look at where Season 4, Episode 14 left our ensemble of doctors. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing Anupam Kher return as the popular Dr. Vijay Kumar in the upcoming episodes of Season 4. Mid-season finale bid adieu with a heartwarming, tear-jerking tribute. The rest of the episode jumps right into 45 minutes of pure drama and shocking revelations. By the end of Onto the Breach, one thing's for sure, Veronica Fuentes values revenue over lives. Contrary to what she had already believed, the latest episode sees right through her schemes of feigning care and cements the cold reality of her character. As for the resistance, it came to an end on Tuesday's New Amsterdam, and the person responsible for exposing it is not who we thought it would be. No one saw that betrayal coming, leaving everyone with a glaring question. Why did Floyd betray the team? The stab in the back routine doesn't exactly sit well with Jocko Sims' lovable character, but if you look at things from his perspective, it just might make sense. We know that at the end of the day, he just wants to save lives, and something about seeing a man spend his final moments with his wife and newborn, the last episode, drew the final straw. He had enough of hospital policies and politics. While forgiveness is definitely a long way off, Floyd knew he did the right thing, at least from where he stood. What's next for everyone after the end of the resistance? The resistance is ended and the hospital seems to be falling apart, but the question is it too far gone, or can good old Dr. Max Goodwin still help save it? Let's see what could be coming next for New Amsterdam's doctors. Earlier on in Season 4, we weren't exactly sure whether Max would stick around the hospital or even in the country for that matter. Considering his girlfriend, Dr. Helen Sharp, took a job halfway across the world, in the last episode, we left Max, bags packed, ready to return to London with her when Sharp has a change of heart and asked him to stay back instead. Lucky for the couple's fans, this wasn't the end of the line for their relationship. In fact, Sharp asked him to stay back at New Amsterdam and fight for the place they both love. She convinced him that the hospital, the patients, and their friends, they all were losing despite fighting because Max wasn't there with them. She did, however, ask him to come back to her in London once it was all over. Now we know for sure that Max will be staying back, and by the looks of it, he's ready for war. In the promo for Season 4, Episode 15, we see a fired up Max confront Dr. Veronica Fuentes, who took over as medical director when he left for London. I want to give you a choice. Resign, or I will rid you from this hospital. Whatever it takes. You're going down. We don't know about you, but it looks like Dr. Max is done playing the nice guy. Many think Max is sure to succeed in his fight against Veronica, but what happens after he gets rid of her? Does he leave for London straight away? Or is there a part of him that wants to, or feels like he should stay back in New Amsterdam as the medical director? Now let's take a look at Dr. Helen Sharp. We left Helen and Max pretty much in the same place. While she convinced him to stay at their former hospital, Dr. Sharp was presumably flying back to London to return to her job as the medical director at the NHS Hampstead Hospital. She's mostly killing it there, but we do wonder how she managed to rope in 3 people for one spot. We mean, how is she affording that? Anyway, she seems pretty settled professionally despite having to navigate the differences between the healthcare systems in the UK and US. What could possibly make Sharp give up all that and move back? Could she move back for Max, leaving one of 3 new hires to take her spot as the head of NHS Hampstead? So what's next for Dr. Max Goodwin and Dr. Helen Sharp? We left the couple happy and very much in love even after she practically fired him back in London. There was a bit of tension before they returned to New York following the death of Dr. Kapoor, but thankfully they seemed pretty solid on their future together. From what we gathered from their last conversation, they seem to be all in. What if I lose you? Max worried. Losing me is impossible, she assured him, which makes us pretty optimistic that they just might be able to make this long distance thing work. But that isn't to say it'll be all rainbows and butterflies. We're sure they'll go through rough patches as they navigate through the time difference and their busy schedules. It's likely that they'll have to make a decision about where they'll be staying, London or New York. As a couple, as much as we want them to persevere through the trials of a long distance relationship, doesn't seem practical. practical in the long run. Now we have Dr. Lauren Bloom. Last we saw Dr. Bloom, she was set on her plans to hand in her resignation, but after everything that happened in the last episode, she changed her mind and told Dr. Veronica that she'll be staying at New Amsterdam. However, the medical director wasn't too forthcoming and decided to accept the resignation anyway. Will we be seeing Dr. Bloom back at the hospital anytime soon? Certainly seems like it's only a matter of time before she gets her job back, considering Dr. Max is now staying back to put up a fight. However, we can't help but wonder if a break from the hospital is just what she needs. Next is Dr. Floyd Reynolds. In the last episode, Dr. Floyd Reynolds found himself in a tight spot between his frustrations for not being able to go ahead with surgeries that he felt were necessary and giving up the resistance to Veronica. We're not quite sure what the future holds for him. Career-wise, he might be the best place as compared to all of his colleagues, but at what cost? He's pretty much damaged all of his close relationships with his betrayal. It's likely he'll see him trying to make up for it during the rest of Season 4. But what about Dr. Iggy Frome? Veronica was definitely on fire in the last episode and did not spare anyone. Dr. Iggy too faced her wrath when he decided to help out a kid who wanted to be emancipated from his parents instead of tending to patients. He did not hold back and instantly called him out for being unprofessional and losing the revenue of 5 patients. As of now, you are no longer chair of your department. Sorry, has to be done, said Veronica. With Iggy out, we wonder who will be taking his place and how will he handle the possibility of a new boss. It's likely that Veronica will bring on someone who shares her money-oriented viewpoint, which doesn't sit well with Iggy when it comes to helping patients. Now let's look into Dr. Elizabeth Wilder. When Floyd gave up the resistance, Dr. Elizabeth decided to take one for the team and tried to take the fall for it by offering her resignation. However, Veronica wasn't ready to let go of one of the most valuable assets of New Amsterdam. She straight out refused to accept Wilder's resignation because her surgeries generate a staggering amount of revenue for the hospital. She even threatened to report her to the AMA if she didn't stay, in which case Elizabeth would be stripped off of her license and the whole thing would get very messy, in Veronica's words. In any case, she's backed up against a wall. The question is, what will she do now? Will she team up with Max in his fight against Veronica? At the end of the day, everyone's sure of one thing. This medical director needs to go. When can we expect Season 4, Episode 15? New Amsterdam is scheduled to return from the short hiatus after the Winter Olympics. You can expect Episode 15 on the 22nd of February 2022. And interestingly enough, the season is scheduled to have a total of 22 episodes. However, neither NBC nor the creators have confirmed a possibility of a Season 5 as of yet. That's a wrap for today's video. Let us know your theories about the upcoming episodes. Do you think New Amsterdam will return for Season 5? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.